This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. It's a day game, and the Cardinals trying to earn a series win on the road, something they haven't done in a long time. The Cardinals and Reds on Fox Sports Midwest. Last night, a 4-1 win for St. Louis. The starting pitching of Lance Lynn, backed by the bullpen of Seung-Hwan Oh, Tyler Lyons, and the closer Trevor Rosenthal. Paul DeYoung, the offense. He now leads the club with 15 homers. Welcome to game number 3. That's Al Raboski. I'm Dan McLaughlin, and Scott Warman is here as well. The Cardinals get the return of Adam Wainwright to the mound today.
He comes off the disabled list. He has not pitched since July 22nd in Chicago, and that was one of his best games of the year. He's had his problems over the years with Cincinnati, 9-11 against them, but has actually pitched better here in Cincinnati than at home.
Waino goes for St. Louis. Homer Bailey for Cincinnati. The protective gear on helmets, it saved Colton Wong last night. More on that in a moment.
Back at Great American Ballpark, it's the rubber game between the Cardinals and the Reds here in the Queen City. Scary scene for the Cardinals last night as their second baseman Colton Wong in the 7th inning had a pitch right to his face, but luckily for Colton Wong, he has some new face protection off of his helmet. We talked to Colton Wong after the game last night, and he described what happened and why he started using that protector.
Just like right where the ear and the protector kind of connects, it hit me right there. So, if I didn't have that, I'm spitting out teeth.
Yeah. Now, again, when did you start wearing that and why?
I started spring training this year. Just seeing too many guys get hit. And, I didn't want to take that risk. Guys are throwing 100 miles per hour nowadays. I'm not going to be that guy going up to the plate, with the chance of that happening to me.
It's exactly where it hit him. In the guard. And that would have been bad. You can tell how much that had to be right at him because, you see that sometimes with righties trying to hang in there on a breaking ball from a righty, but that's from a righty into a lefty. So, it's scary. But he seems to check out fine.
No question, a scary scene, but luckily for Colton Wong, checked with him this morning, and he is okay. He's in the lineup in Game 3 between the Cardinals and the Reds. Coming up, Dan and Al will bring you the first pitch from Cincinnati next on Fox Sports Midwest.
There's a look at Homer Bailey making the start today for the Cincinnati Reds. The first batter, Carpenter, lining out to right. And there's one away here in the top of the first. Bailey, his 22nd start against St. Louis. He's 6-11 and an ERA in his career over 5. Here's Tommy Pham. Well, apparently the umpire is not paying attention to the start time because they jumped the gun. Went well ahead of the start time here in Cincinnati.
Tarp was on the field all morning, so maybe they thought they were trying to beat the rain, but almost a minute early they started this ball game.
Here's a 2-0 pitch to Tommy Pham.
Homer Bailey signed that $100+ million contract, and since that time has had more surgeries than almost wins. Been a tough one for him.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. He's made only 8 starts for the Reds the past few years coming into this season, and it's been all kinds of different arm issues that he's had. A 3-1 pitch to Pham, and it's a 1-out walk.
The last time he faced the Cardinals was in April of 2015. And they really don't know what to expect from him. He's had some good games. His last start was a pretty good one against Pittsburgh, but then he's had some ones where he's gotten crushed.
Carpenter, Pham, DeYoung, Martinez, Molina and Wong, Grichuk, Garcia, and Wainwright. Paul DeYoung with home run number 15 to lead the club last night. He's done that in 57 major league games. Albert Pujols, only Cardinal to get 15 faster in his first year. That one got out in a hurry when Pujols hit 15 and 16 in his 49th career game. And among rookies, Cody Bellinger, Aaron Judge have hit more.
But it's been remarkable because he really basically missed the first 2 months of the season. But during that time, he hit 13 more home runs at AAA. So Paul just had that exceptional power. And I just his whole attitude, you know, his mental outlook and everything is, you know, very impressed with him.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. Instead, Bailey steps off. Homer is now 31 years of age from Crystal City, Texas. Two strikes on the Cardinals shortstop. 4 times since 1920, the Cardinals had a rookie with 15 or more home runs, which led the team. We'll see if that happens this year. Those 4 were Pujols, Todd Zeile, Johnny Mize, and Joe Medwick. In the air, right field. Winker is over, and it's out of play.
Medwick, Mize are Hall of Famers. Albert Pujols will be a Hall of Famer, and Todd Zeile really had a long, distinguished career.
Good seasons with the Mets as a third baseman.
You know, one of the things he did is he never overpriced himself. He always had a reasonable price to where another club would say, okay, you know, we'll keep you.
Here's a 1-2 and a swing and a miss. First strikeout for Homer Bailey. The defense for the Reds today: Duvall in left, Hamilton in center, and Winker in right. Suarez, Cozart, Jeanette, Votto along the infield. Tucker Barnhart is behind the plate. Around the horn is presented by Dobbs.
In the lineup today, there's 4 Cardinals that have faced Bailey before. All 4 of them, and I'm putting Wainwright in that category. He's 1 for 2 against him. Have hit him well. Everybody else is facing him for the first time.
Jose Martinez in the cleanup spot today, 0 for 4 in this series. He's walked 5 times in the last 4 games. Picked off. Pham was leaning towards second base and picked off. Wainwright to the mound when we come back. Is brought to you by Bud Light, famous among friends. By Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest lasting full-size pickups on the road. Find yours at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Cardinal fans here in Cincinnati. Seen a lot of families here. Maybe the final road trip for them in the summer as school is nearly back in session. The Hyundai pitch arsenal for Adam Wainwright. Fastball, curve, cutter, change. In many ways has reinvented himself from the guy that was throwing mid to high 90s in the bullpen and now really a pitch maker. It shows you don't have to throw 100 to have success. All young pitchers should watch Adam Wainwright and how he goes about it.
You know, think back in Cardinal history of John Tudor and Tewksbury. Guys that just, you know, Tewksbury threw 70% fastballs, but he knew how to spot them.
1 ball and 1 strike on Billy Hamilton. Hitting .252, 3 home runs. He's driven in 30. He's stolen 44. You've talked about it all series long. So important to keep Hamilton off the bases. He stole a base against the Cardinals back on the 17th of April. And since then, 0 for 2 in stolen base attempts.
And really this whole weekend, you know, it's been a non-factor because the pitchers have handled it.
Hamilton just 2 for 12 with 8 strikeouts against Adam Wainwright. 2 for 8 in the series. The 2-2.
Adam with his ability to change speeds off that curveball.
The 2-2. Liner and just over Wong and into right center. Leadoff base hit. Billy Hamilton. Ryan Price's lineup today. Hamilton, Cozart, and Votto. Then Duvall, Jeanette, Suarez, Winker, Barnhart, and Bailey. Billy Hamilton matched up with Yadier Molina, the game within the game that we talk about. He's 24 of 27 stolen base attempts. Wainwright in 20 starts this year has only seen 2 steals against him, so that's part of it too.
Very impressive, because normally when you have someone tall, they're going to be slow to the plate. But Adam is 6'7" and very difficult to steal against because he pays a lot of attention to that base runner.
Reds get Cozart back, who was on the DL since July 26 with a right quad issue.
Just saw Adam Wainwright looking in, and also Yadier Molina kind of turned. We have our minor league umpire back behind the plate.
Ryan Additon. One ball and 1 strike. Been a terrific year for Zach Cozart. They're the umpires. Leads all National League shortstops in hitting, on base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS.
Was an all-star this year, and because of that, he got rewarded with a gift from Votto.
A unique one at that. Here's a 1-1. And a base hit into left field.
Curveball right there, and he did a good job of recognizing it, keeping his hands back, and just stroked it to in between the left side of the infield. Votto made a bet with Cozart and said, if you make the All-Star team, after his son went to a donkey farm in spring training, and he said, well, if you make the All-Star team, I'll buy you a donkey. He's a proud owner of new donkeys, being trained someplace in Kentucky right now. It's Donald.
There's Joey Votto.
named the donkey Donald because of his favorite cartoon character, Donald Duck.
His son Cooper loves Donald Duck. There's the Cardinals defense. Martinez, Pham, and Grichuk in the outfield. Garcia, DeYoung, Wong, Carpenter on the infield. And Yadier Molina is behind the plate. Votto is 1 home run shy of 250 for his career. He'll be the 6th Red to do it to get to 250. All-time leader in home runs, Johnny Bench, the Hall of Famer, 389. He has destroyed the Cardinals this year, so much so that the Cardinals intentionally walked him midway through the game last night. 5 home runs. He's driven in 12. The high on base percentage, a .432 average. His OPS, to put it in perspective, on base plus slugging, highest ever by a Red in a season ever against the St. Louis Cardinals. That's over 100 years of baseball. The 2-1, 3-1.
And you look at him, he's one of the few, very few, that choke up at all times.
Usually having extra days rest, especially this point in the season for a veteran, Adam Wainwright, 35 years of age, is a good thing. We'll see if that plays out. Good curveball. He's starting today on 14 days rest. If he has 6 or more days rest, he's done that 34 times. He's 18-10 with an ERA that's under 3. This day, any ERA under 3 is good.
What could possibly be happening is you're overly strong. But the one good thing is it hasn't affected that curveball. It's really thrown it well.
Out of play. 3-2 the count with runners at first and second.
You know, Votto, Danny, you were talking about his numbers against St. Louis. 324 average, 38 doubles, 3 triples, 25 home runs, and 73 RBIs in his career against St. Louis pitching.
Three-two pitch. High fly ball out to deep right field. It's at the wall, and it is off the top of the wall or over the wall. It's a home run. Just over the wall. Votto with home run number 250 in his career.
Curveball, but he left it down and in, right in his wheelhouse. That uppercut from a left-hander. Third ball we've seen that. One of the things, Wainwright gives up very few. That was only his 3rd home run, the 13th home run he's allowed.
And a strike to Adam Duvall. Duvall 2 for 8 with a triple in the series.
Adam was 7th in the National League in home runs per 9 innings, under 1.
Here's the 0-1. We saw the other night Greg Garcia with a ball that hit off the yellow, the very top of the wall, came back in the field of play. Last night, another case of that. A ball in center hit by the Reds, and then this one just over the wall and right. 0-2 the count. Better look at it, just over the wall in right field. You know, you always go back and you think about Jim Edmonds' catch here in Cincinnati and the type of padding that's on the wall, which is kind of a cushy mesh, if you will, where you can get your spike in to get up on the wall. Grichuk may have had time to do that. Measured at 345 feet. Wainwright's thinking that's a routine fly ball. This ballpark at one point in a 5-year stretch saw more home runs hit here than anywhere. Now, part of that is the pitching. The other part is the fact that the ball flies out of here. It's not very deep down the lines or in the alleys. You're going to see your fair share of home runs.
Normally, you're probably about, what, 15 to 20 degrees warmer also, which helps the ball carry. Adam had a really rough start here earlier. Gave up a career high 9 runs to the Reds.
Wainwright now here in the first inning. A total of 24 pitches and still no outs recorded. That was the start in which he went 3 2/3. And Scooter Gennett had 4 home runs. Up and in to Duvall, and now the first 4 have reached. The home run by Joey Votto ties Jay Bruce for the most hit ever at the Great American Ballpark, 135.
Curveball just got away from him. Wainwright's thinking, if I get out of this first inning, I can kind of regroup and wear myself down a little bit.
Gennett pulls it foul. He is hitless in 3 consecutive games. 14 home runs last year with Milwaukee, already 18 this season. 0 for 6 in this series.
New career highs in home runs, RBIs, a lot of offensive categories.
Bunch of his damage done against right-handed pitching to the tune of a .320 average.
Ryan Price is going to have a nice little problem now with Peraza, who had been playing shortstop in Cozart's absence, and he lost his job to Scooter Gennett at second base, but trying to keep those guys all playing.
And the curveball is popped up. Shallow right, late break by Grichuk, and it drops. Looked like he started back on the ball, and still nobody out.
So used to playing left field, and now you're out in right field, comes off the bat in a different angle, and you're right, he didn't get a good read at all off the bat. And it started to go back, then he realized he's got to come in and can't catch up to it. Nice job by Colton Wong to go out there and realizing that that was in no man's land, and neither one of them could get close enough, but Wong kept on running just in case. Derek got to talk to Adam.
So he's seen 5 hitters, no outs, 28 pitches, already a 3-0 lead, and it brings in Suarez. He's 0 for his last 6. Not sure you could have a tougher start right now than what Wainwright is going through. Should have at least 1 out. And that's a ball.
Suarez 4 for 12. Right now they all think they are Supermen. Hitting gets contagious, and they all got running up there.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. The cutter misses low and away. 3-1.
He's not getting any close calls.
Cardinals had to activate Wainwright from the DL. Kevin Segrist has been put on the disabled list with a forearm issue. Discomfort. That's the move for the Cardinals. 3-2 the count. Three-two pitch. Out of play. Reds have won 15 of the last 25 games with the Cardinals, and this year 8 of 12.
Win last night was Cardinals' the first win here in Cincinnati. They were swept in a 4-game series earlier in the year.
Bases loaded. The second walk issued by Wainwright. Still nobody out. This will be the 6th start for Jesse Winker in right field since being promoted last Tuesday. Never faced Wainwright. 2 for 8 in the series.
Leading the International League in hitting at .314 at the time of his call-up. Had 2 home runs down there and 299 official at-bats and already 2 home runs up here.
First pitch taken a bit high.
Starting to throw in the Cardinal bullpen.
Here's a 1-0. 1 ball and 1 strike.
John Brevia throwing in the Cardinal bullpen. Ready for a triple play.
Game like this, I might take triple pay.
Might earn it. Come to think of it, that sounds a lot better.
Here's a 1-2 pitch and a ground ball. Carpenter steps on the back to the plate. Double play. A strike from Carpenter. The throw had to be perfect, and it was.
And the Reds are going to wait and see if they want to challenge this. Curveball, bounces it right there, 1 step on the bag, then there's a tag play at home plate. So, puts up and on that throw right there perfectly, gets it low on the ground and just waits for the tag to come on home.
What a perfect throw by Carpenter. Once he tagged the bag, touched it, it had to be a tag play at the plate. And so now the intentional walk to the 8th place hitter Barnhart, and it brings in Homer Bailey. If the Cardinals come away with only 3 runs allowed, it might be a plus.
Oh, no doubt, Annie. You kind of feel like if you get out of this just 3 runs down, you got 8 innings to make it up. It's the best scenario right now you could have.
Bailey hits it out of play, and it's 0-2. Here's the 0-2 in the dirt.
.42 pitches. Adam felt so good in his bullpen session in Milwaukee. Not what he expected.
2-2. Snaps back of the baseball. You just see he's just not quite locating where he wants to be. Some of those curveballs have had a hump in it.
Right.
The 2-2. Hit out of play. Pitch number 45 of the first inning for Adam Wainwright. And a strikeout. His first of the afternoon. 4 hits, 3 walks. The Reds pick up an early lead. 3-0 as we head to the second. Votto with home run number 250 of his career. A 3-run homer. We turn to Al's Toyota, keys to the game.
Well, we are trailing 3-0, but the news is Homer Bailey at home this year, 3 starts, 0-3, and an ERA over 11. So we got 8 innings to kind of get back into this ball game. I think Adam will be much better going out there. You notice a lot of the balls up, overly strong. You know, you kind of overthrow a couple curveballs. The cutter, he couldn't get it down. So I think he'll be better off, and hopefully we can start chipping away right here against Homer Bailey.
David Letterman in the house. Fans that haven't seen him since late night, that is David Letterman. That's the beard and the way that he goes about it now.
My beard ever got that gray, I'd shave it off.
Have you looked in the mirror lately?
No, I don't do that often.
There's David Letterman. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Jose Martinez pulls it foul. Martinez left standing back in the top of the first. Tommy Pham was picked off. I'm not sure it could be a worse start for the Cardinals in this game. Picked off a runner. Martinez smokes it into left center. It's off the wall, and he's on his way to second base. Yeah, the misplay in right by Randall Grichuk and a ball that should have been caught. Wainwright clearly struggling in the first, but what you have to remember, if you're a Cardinal fan, is Bailey hasn't gone deep into games. His numbers have been ugly this year, and the middle relief corps of Cincinnati is at the bottom of the National League, so there's a long way to go.
Exactly right. You start chipping away right there. Molina comes up here. He's hit Bailey very well. 13 for 36, 3 doubles, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs. Now he's had 2 home runs on this road trip.
Martinez at second base. And a pitch taken inside. Bailey is a 7th overall pick in 2004. That year, Matt Bush was selected 1st overall by San Diego as a shortstop, and now a reliever with the Texas Rangers. Molina serves it into right for a base hit. And just like that, the tying run comes to the plate. Back-to-back hits, and it brings in Colton Long.
About 2 minutes. Everybody's feeling a little different about this ball game, right? Little cutter runs in on him, inside out stroke.
Long is 1 for 5. The scary situation last night. Hit on the helmet. Batting .333 on the road trip. High chopper, fair ball, just over Votto, into right field. Molina on his way to third. Long to second base with the double. The Cardinals get on the board. 3 consecutive hits, and it's a 3-1 Cincinnati lead.
Colton Long is now 5 for 9 against Homer Bailey. So Cardinals, like I said, they've got some guys that can do some damage against him. And it's going to be one of these ball games. But look at this high chopper, gets over the head of Votto, who leads the National League first baseman in defensive percentages. And Yachty, he knows that he's going to be able to get over to third. A key at bat here for Grichuk. Runners in scoring, both of them in scoring position.
Grichuk 0 for his last 10. 13 home runs. Number 14 would be nice right about now. Runners at second and third, nobody out. That's driven in the gap in right center field. This game is tied. How do you like that? Grichuk to second base. He'll stop there. 2 runs scored, and it's 3-3.
Danny, what were my keys to the game?
I'll be honest, I wasn't paying attention.
The breaking ball, you see it's up over the middle of the plate, just kind of spinning, and shoots it into the right center field gap. Both runners will score easily, and Grichuk puts himself out there in second base, ready to come home. What a turn of events, huh?
Unbelievable. Here's Greg Garcia. That's a base hit into left center. The Cardinals have the lead. Grichuk will score. Garcia changing spots with Randall. St. Louis on top. It's now 4-3. 4 doubles in the inning. 5 consecutive base hits.
Danny, you may be getting triple pay. He may be here a while.
One of those days, as you like to say.
ball just out there. Nice piece of hitting by Garcia. Give him a couple starts, and all of a sudden these guys have a better feel for it. And the thing is with Adam Wainwright is 1 for 2 off of Bailey. So let's keep this hit parade going.
3 consecutive plate appearances, swinging on the first pitch too. Aggressive early against Bailey. Now it's Wainwright, who has 3 sacrifices on the year.
Part of that is just you're going up there looking for a pitch that you can drive, and they've been in areas where they can do it.
Corners are in for Wainwright. Cardinals on top 4-3. Gets the bunt down perfectly. Bailey to Votto for the out. Garcia to third. 4th sacrifice for Wainwright. Adam Wainwright, 2-way player last couple of seasons. He swings away. He can cause some damage this year. A couple of home runs and 2 doubles, and now his 4th sacrifice.
Now you're bringing the infield in.
Last night, Carpenter was hit by a pitch and drew 3 walks.
It's 0 for the road trip. 0 for 12.
There's strike 1. Bonilla just called up. He is getting loose in the pen. Oh, 2.
Carpenter, great success against Bailey. 586 was the average coming in. 17 for 29.
The 0-2. Inside corner, struck him out. Missouri Lottery Fox Track, 2nd strikeout for Homer Bailey.
Came back a little bit, but just touching the inside part of the corner.
There's Tommy Pham. Walked and then was picked off. He's now 9 plate appearances shy of qualifying for the league leaders. Comes in with a 5-game hitting streak. Leads the club in average and on base percentage. His on base percentage over 400 this year. 0-2.
Matt Jenkins said to Bailey's, looks like a different pitcher.
BJC Healthcare difference makers. Wainwright, Bailey, been with the same team since making their debut. And a swing and a miss, a strikeout of Pham. Throw to first. The big inning for the Cardinals. 5 consecutive hits, 4 of the 5 doubles, and they're on top. check in with Scott Warman.
All right, Danny, thanks so much. As you mentioned, Kevin Seager's put on the DL, met with the training staff earlier today, and they noticed that there was some tendinitis in his left forearm. It's the second time that he's been put on the DL this year, Danny, and hopefully Kevin Seagrass can get back into the swing of things. Remember, it was Thursday his last appearance, and he had a perfect inning pitched against Milwaukee on Thursday. Danny, back to you.
That's it on a play by Billy Hamilton. Hamilton, a base hit to center and a run scored on the 3-run shot by Joey Votto. Curveball floats in there for a strike. So the longest tenured National League starters have only pitched for the team that they debuted with, and 2 of them in this game. Little squibber foul. Wainwright, Bailey, Matt Cain, Clayton Kershaw, and Madison Bumgarner. The 0-2 pitch. Shallow center. Tommy Pham. 1 away.
One thing you like to do is to get Hamilton to hit the ball in the air. He does have 3 home runs, but for the most part, if he gets the ball in the air, it's going to come down and be caught.
There's Zach Cozart. Just the 3rd time in Wainwright's career walking 3 in the first inning. I mentioned that Cozart an all-star this season, and 3 Red shortstops that have been all-stars. Barry Larkin, the most recent prior to Cozart. And prior to that, David Concepcion. What a great player he was.
Good player, both offensively and defensively.
Two and 1 the count. Cozart has faced Wainwright 38 times, including today. In the air, left field. Martinez under it and makes the catch. Kia in the driver's seat, looking at run support for the starters, the St. Louis Cardinals, and Wainwright has had plenty of that this year, nearly 6 runs per game.
Always seems like there's somebody on the staff that reaps the benefit of the offense and somebody that suffers, but Wainwright among the league leaders in wins. He's going for number 12 because he knows what to do with that run support.
Votto, a 3-run homer back in the first inning. It would have taken a great play by Grichuk to rob him. Pham had a similar situation last night. And a play near the wall.
Slow breaking ball right there. Eyes light up and comes up empty.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count. We talk about guys that choke up, and then there's the exaggerated look of Joey Votto, a guy that chokes up with 29 home runs. I mean, he's a good 2 to 3 inches up on the bat. Whips it through the zone. 3-2 pitch. Out of play. Talk about generating bat speed, being able to get to an outside pitch, turn on an inside fastball. And a great eye with Joey Votto. And he walked him.
Just showed you that eye.
This series, Joey Votto, damage against the Cardinals. Couple of hits in game 1. Last night a home run. And then today. He's now with that home run, their team leader in RBIs with 78. Four walks, one of those intentional by Wainwright. Here's Adam Duvall.
Duvall, the last 2 years, has led all National League outfielders in RBIs. He's got 75, and that's where Votto, with his three-run home run, went past him in the RBI leadership.
Tampa Bay leading Milwaukee 1-0. Jimmy Nelson making that start for the Brewers. Padres out to an early lead, 2-0 against Jamison Tyone and Pittsburgh. And Washington and Chicago facing this afternoon as John Lester will go for the Cubs. Wainwright with 1 strikeout today. Needs 4 more to reach 100, which will be the 8th time getting to 100 strikeouts in a season for his career. Two balls and 2 strikes.
That surprised you a little bit that would be the second. He would be the second most behind Gibson.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. Think about some guys that have had longevity in St. Louis that you would think would reach that milestone.
And the way, you know, strikeouts are such a big part of the game that would have to be a more current pitcher.
More than the numbers, it just means to me durability for the most part. You've been around obviously for a long time.
He's 5th in the Cardinals all-time win list, 145.
The 2-2 pitch. Big breaking ball.
Yachty wanted to go to the dugout on this one. Could have been called, but I mean, it wasn't the best curveball.
You know, a young umpire is going to hear it too from the veterans.
Oh yeah.
3-2 pitch, runner goes, popped up right side, and a foul ball. High of 89 and the fastball today in this at bat. Going as low as 71.
Let's end this inning on your 68th pitch.
Three-two pitch. Hit down the left field line, hooking and foul. We'll be in Kansas City tomorrow night. First of 4 against the Royals, first 2 in KC. Series will shift to St. Louis for the final 2. Carlos Martinez and Jason Vargas. Three-two pitch again. Puts it in play. Grounder that's hit to DeYoung. Charging and aggressive. No damage done. 4-3 our score after 2. Cardinals hit a home run, get a free McDouble or frozen beverage the next day with the McDonald's app. Download it for exclusive deals. And your local St. Louis area Volkswagen dealers. Here's Paul DeYoung, his home run last night, number 15. And you would think with plenty of advanced scouting, the video work that's being done by the opposition, more and more teams would find flaws with him, which has been the case here recently, but also a testament to the fact that he's made an adjustment back to the league.
He was talking about that recently, and they made a little adjustment to him, and he goes up there
and picks up a base hit. 1 for 2 today. Well, the second inning, the Cardinals reached with 5 base hits in a row. 4 of the 5 were doubles. Martinez, Wong, this chopper over Votto. Randall Grichuk, that drove in 2. He's now up to 39 RBIs. And then this one off the bat of Greg Garcia. It all began with Jose Martinez. Mentioned that Homer Bailey was drafted in 2004. The Cardinals selected 19th overall in that 2004 draft, and they chose Chris Lambert. He was a left-handed pitcher out of Boston College. He never reached the major leagues with St. Louis, but he did with Detroit. You may recall he was the player to be named later in the Mike Maroth deal, and that was with the Tigers in 2007.
a rarity that first-round pick for the Cardinals that didn't really stick. But as you say, the success they've had getting guys to the major leagues is incredible. There's some clubs that never get their first-round picks going, and I'm talking sometimes it's even, you know, the top 5 in the country.
Bailey, a couple of no-hitters under his belt. 2012 at Pittsburgh. The following year here at this ballpark against San Francisco, as Martinez draws the walk. There have been 16 no-hitters in Reds history. Johnny Vandermeer, though, the only pitcher to throw no-hitters in consecutive appearances. RBI Baseball 2017 is out now for Xbox One, PS4, and Android. You have your breakout MLB season. It's here. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Molina hitting .306 with runners in scoring position. He had a base hit to right first time up.
Defensive alignment in the infield for Yachty. The fact that Votto, the first baseman, at about 40 feet off of first base.
Which then you think of a ground ball and the potential of a double play. He has to scoot back to the bag at first. It also allows, though, Jose Martinez to get a huge lead at first base.
Exactly.
See, Molina is one of those guys that will survey the field. You know, where some players say, I never pay attention to where the infielders are lined up if there's a shift on. Yachty will take a look at this and many times try to poke it right up that first base line. Or do this. High fly ball. Right center. Hamilton back, and he makes the catch. Runners will tag out. Yachty gave it a ride. Runners advance from first and second.
Martinez immediately went back to the first base bag. We just talked about how far he was off the first base, and they were both going to challenge. Now that's Billy Hamilton out there with a very strong throwing arm. Leads the National League and tied for all Major League outfielders in assists. And they were able to get both of them to advance into scoring position.
Infield is drawn in for Colt Wong. Had the chopper hit over Joey Votto. Turned into a double and an RBI first time up. First pitch, a strike. Starting to see it more and more. The players wearing that facial gear attached to the helmet, and that's what saved Colton Wong last night. Mike Matheny said he picked up Colton's helmet and could see it where it hit. 0-2.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense for everybody to wear that.
I've talked to players that have done that, and I say, is it restrictive at all with your eyesight? And they say you don't even notice it.
Yeah, I've asked guys about that too, and they've given me the same answer. That would be the only thing would preclude somebody from not doing it. But if it doesn't bother you, unless you like to look at yourself in the face with missing a couple teeth and all bruised or something like that, wear it.
.2 pitch to Colton Wong. Pulled foul. Wong, a swing and a miss. Or no, he just got a piece of it. So he stays alive. Homer Bailey is an avid hunter. And you see there on the left forearm, he's got a tattoo of a arrow.
So he's a bow hunter.
0-2 pitch. In the air. Calling for Jeanette. And he makes the catch. Runners stay put. Cardinals head to Kansas City. Big interleague matchup. And tomorrow the game will be here on Fox Sports Midwest. Tuesday, FS1. Special Tuesday night national TV game. Wednesday and Thursday, we're back at it on Fox Sports Midwest. While the Cardinals have been able to take the lead in this game, it's some missed opportunities too.
Yes.
And same could be said for the Reds.
So Randall Grichuk, his first time up, was going to be a big at bat, and he came through. Now he needs to pick up Wong.
A double to right center that scored 2. He's now driven in 39 in that broken 0 for 10 for Randall. Runners at second and third. Popped up. Barnhart throws the mask and makes the catch. Cardinals strand a couple. They've left 3 on. Midway through 3. St. Louis on top. Look at the T-Mobile Unlimited Baseball break. Some of the news around the game today. The Dodgers have been red hot. Zach Davies, a win last night for Milwaukee, and the Red Sox have won 5 straight. They lead the AL East by 3 games over the Yankees. Here's Scooter Gennett. Wainwright, part of that famous night in which Gennett became the 17th player Major League history to hit 4 home runs in a game. And he asked what changed in his life. He said the interviews and all the attention that followed. They said, I soaked it all up. I did all the interviews. He said, more than likely will never happen again for me. In 1999, he was 9. He had just finished 3rd grade at Louisa Wright Elementary in Lebanon, Ohio. He signed a baseball for his 3rd grade teacher. You know, most kids, they give their teacher a little present. So he signed a baseball and said, you should keep this. I'm going to be famous someday. I'm going to be a major leaguer. And she said, oh, okay, well, that's great, Scooter. Thank you very much. The teacher retired in 2013. She was going through all her stuff. And lo and behold, she finds the baseball because she had all these different things from the kids. She buys a ticket to a game, tells the Brewers, I got here early. I'm Scooter Gennett's 3rd grade teacher. Would you mind going to grab him? And they went and told him, thinking that he wouldn't come out. He came out and he signed the baseball for her again as they hugged. And he said, I can't believe you still have this baseball. And she said, will you give me a refresher autograph, please? So she's got the baseball, and now she is his biggest fan. All his jerseys, the bobbleheads, but those 2 reunited in 2013.
That's great.
She still follows him everywhere he goes.
He's done a good job since that night, too.
The 2-2. Hold foul. You brought up a good point earlier in the game. Where's the playing time going to go? You know, when you have Cozart, you would figure plays every day at short. And then Peraza, you want to get his production still in this lineup, and Jeanette.
Well, they said that, you know, that Peraza can play second, short, and third, so he can spell some of the other guys. But is Cozart part of your plans for next year? Potential free agent. I think early in the season, you know, they were going to let him go. Now I think there's some talk about, well, maybe we'll bring him back. Still, we got Jeanette right now, and then Peraza has played very well at shortstop when Cozart's been out.
Jeanette, ground ball that's hit to first. Carpenter to Wainwright for the out. Here's Suarez, who walked back in the first inning. The first 6 in the game for Cincinnati reached base. And they did get a 3-run lead in the first, but it could have been much worse. And to Wainwright's credit, now he looks like to be in a little bit of a rhythm.
And that's not surprising to me. You know, you're off for 2 weeks, you're overly strong, you're kind of fighting. I think he had more problem with the cutter than he did in his fastball than he did with the curveball. But it just felt like if he could keep it to 3 runs, that it would be okay. Didn't realize the Cardinals wanted to take the lead in the second inning.
Oh, 1 pitch. 67 miles per hour.
Just really changing speeds on that curveball, and that's been a big factor with him. He's pitched well. He's 3-0 in July, and he has won his last 4 starts.
Two. Curveball. Oh, what a play by Garcia.
That one had a little hump on it, and it did get away from him. It hit hard, but got your fielders out there too. Garcia got up and got that one.
Brings in Jesse Winker. The play of this game, and who knows how it's going to turn out, but it may have been in the first inning with Winker up, bases loaded, nobody out, Brebbia getting loose in the pen, and he grounded to Carpenter, who stepped on the bag, which then took the force out at the plate, had to throw a perfect strike to home plate, and he did. It turned into a double play.
Got that ball just a low trajectory. Yachty catches it a couple inches off the ground and just waits for the slide to come right into the tag. Anytime you see a play like that, the first baseman throws it away too.
Sure. Go back to the World Series with Kansas City and the Mets. Played first base, throw home, threw wild. Royals win the championship.
Six with that curveball.
The 2-1 pitch.
He's walked 4 in this ball game. Don't walk anymore.
Last start, he went 7 2/3, matched up with John Lester, who had a perfect game. And he was with him pitch for pitch. We later found out Wainwright had been dealing with a back issue even in that start, but gutted through it.
That one got one of the spectators in the head. It's like a little girl.
See Yachty moving Carpenter near the line. That pitch was up and in, and the walk, number 5. Barnhart, a liner, and it's caught by Carpenter. Full extension. What a play by Matt Carpenter. That may have saved a run. Garcia as well. It's 4-3. St. Louis. Negro Leagues Tribute Night, Thursday, August 10th. Purchase of a special theme ticket, you'll get that cap right there. Throwback St. Louis Stars cap. Tickets at cardinals.com/theme. Top of the 4th, and it's 4-3 St. Louis. Here's Greg Garcia, RBI double back in inning number 2. He's now hit safely in 11 of his last 12 starts. Dodgers with 43 wins in their past 50 games. And I started to think, is this the hottest team ever? I mean, literally ever. St. Louis in the Union Association had a run of 44-6. The 1906 Cubs went 45-5. And the Giants of 1912, 43-7. That's the Dodgers right now in their last 50. That's incredible. And it's a leadoff walk for Garcia. Third walk issued by Bailey.
Leadoff walks, though. know what it's going to turn out here. And Luke Voigt was going to pinch hit, it looked like, and now that it's a bunt situation, he's pulled back. By the way, I saw a tweet or whatever it was from Adam Wainwright just talking the truth about Skyline Chili.
Oh, really?
It's horrible.
Really?
That's what Mr. Wainwright had to say, and I second it. Emphatically.
Wainwright gets the bunt down. This will be his 5th sacrifice and number 2 already today. Let me ask you this: if you get the run in or more, does Wainwright stay in the game?
I was just thinking the same thing. That bunt might allow him to go back out and pitch. But the activity in the bullpen, it looks like his day is through. Not sure what his pitch count, but obviously it had to be up there.
There's Carpenter. Cardinals had a runner at 3rd and only 1 out back in the 2nd. Carpenter struck out looking, and then Pham struck out. Greg Garcia, your runner at 2nd base. The shift on here for Carpenter. I know fans will be asking us about that spectator that was hit, the young lady. She did have a pretty big gash over her eye. She has been taken out, but was able to walk on her own and seemed to be calmed down. There was a little bit of blood, but
I was surprised that you said a significant gash there, but it looked like it wasn't bleeding. So Brett Cecil is warming up in the bullpen.
the 2-0 pitch to Carpenter. 2-1. Inside, did not go. 3 balls and 1 strike.
I had Wainwright's pitch count at 88.
And it's a walk. Second in the inning, and that is 4 for Bailey. You think about Homer Bailey and what he has gone through in his career. Back in 2013, he had a terrific year. That led to a 6-year, $105 million deal. And from that time forward, it's been arm issue after arm issue. He had fatigue, was on the 60-day DL, a torn UCL. Made a couple of starts at Double-A, could not come back, and that's a base hit by Pham into shallow right. And scoring will be Garcia. Tommy Pham comes through, and he's on base for the 2nd time. RBI number 48, and it's 5-3. But the point being, you just wonder if Brian Price says, look, our bullpen, they've had a ton of innings. We're still in this game. We got to figure out what we have with Homer Bailey. We got to try to get him right and get more innings as we go along.
Yeah, and really his pitch count is just at 60. So, and I mean, the 4 walks, you can criticize him for that. Allowing the Cardinals to add on here.
Strike to DeYoung.
And I think that's one of the reasons why, Lions pitched last night, and Mike Matheny has an opportunity to try and get Brett Cecil squared away. So you bring him into a game like this where he can pitch multiple innings.
Here's the 0-1. Tapped out in front of the plate. He may beat it out. He's safe. And the bases loaded here for the Cardinals. Indecision by both Barnhart and Bailey, and it leads to a base hit.
Swinging bunt right there, and just put your head down and hustle your way down the first baseline. There was that indecision you said, and finally Barnhart picks it up, throws high, but he was at the base edge. It was. Mac Jenkins out to talk to Bailey again. Ramirez coming up. Or Martinez coming up.
August 11th kicks off the 1987 National League Championship Anniversary Weekend presented by Heartland Coca-Cola. That day, 30,000 fans 16 and older receive an adult replica 1987 mystery jersey. And you won't know which player will be on your jersey until you walk through the gates of Busch Stadium. Tickets at cardinals.com/promotions.
And I just saw there Bailey's second inning threw 17 pitches. That's the inning where he gave up 5 hits. Had 2 strikeouts, gave up just 7 and had 17 pitches. That's hard to do. But you said there was a lot of first ball hit.
And a ball to Martinez. A double off the wall. He got that rally started back in the second, scored, and walked into third. The 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Sometimes you watch a guy and you think, just by their mannerisms, how they take a pitch, they're locked in. Getting the feeling there with Jose Martinez.
I thought about that too when you mentioned he walked 5 times in the last couple games. That's an indication where you're seeing the ball real well.
The 2-0 pitch. Healthy cut. 2-1.
Center fastball right there.
The 2-1. Martinez, a drive into deep right. Winker back, and it's gone. Grand slam, Jose Martinez. I'd say he's locked in.
First grand slam of his career. Eighth home run.
Here's Yadier Molina. And it's hit out of play. Grand slam. Jose Martinez.
8 home runs, 25 RBIs now for Martinez.
The 7th grand slam the Reds have given up this year. The first career grand slam for Jose Martinez. The 1-1. Molina, base hit into left. That should be it for Homer Bailey. We'll see.
It is. Brad Price on his way out.
10 hits and 3+ for Homer Bailey. Lisavelto Bonilla coming in. It's our Chevy call to the pen. Bonilla coming in to face Colt Wong when we come back. Carpenter, the only one, the regulars without a base hit today, but does have a walk and a run scored. And Wainwright, a couple of sacrifices. And now it's Colt Wong to face Bonilla with a runner at first base. That's a career high 4 driven in for Martinez.
Bonilla was claimed off of waivers from the Pirates. Pitchers and catchers report to spring training. February 13th. He's got 1 win. That was against the Cardinals. His 5th stint. He was recalled today, but his 5th stint with the big club this year.
1 ball and 1 strike on Wong. The Cardinals, if they can get a win today, it would be their first road series win since April 23rd at Milwaukee. They can head to Kansas City with a little momentum.
Kansas City is 3 out in American League Central. Been a 500 team in the last 10 days. Playing a doubleheader today after a rain out yesterday. Torrential rains flooding in Kansas City.
Inside and low. Bailey's 9 runs allowed ties his career high and still responsible for the runner at first base. And that's a base hit into right field. Molina stops at second. And the Cardinals will send their 9th man to the dish in the form of Randal Grichuk this inning. Grichuk a double to right center that plated 2 back in the second.
It's 11 hits for the Cardinals today.
And the first pitch, a strike. Matchups for the weekend or rather this week against Kansas City. Carlos Martinez, Jason Vargas tomorrow, Michael Wacha, Trevor Cahill in game 2. Mike Leake will go in game 3 against the former Cub Jason Hamill. He's 5-9. And Lance Lynn and Danny Duffy, that'll be Thursday night in St. Louis. Real key for Carlos Martinez, in my mind, it's first inning. Get through the first inning and then he's fine.
Right. Of course, they're been working on that. Simulate an inning down in the bullpen. You go down there and throw extra.
Here's the 0-2. And a swing and a miss. So Bonilla picks up the strikeout. And with that, there are 2 outs.
Breaking ball down and away has been the Achilles heel for Grichuk.
Inning started with a walk by Greg Garcia here in the 4th. Big offensive output by the Cardinals here this afternoon. The pitch way outside for ball 1. Luke Voigt now at the on deck circle again. If Garcia can reach, he's been on base twice. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 pitch, tap foul, 2-1. Right now the Cardinals trying to get Jerko back on track, and with that give him some time to collect himself, days off, work on his swing behind the scenes.
But it sure helps when Garcia is performing and hitting well during that time. But Jerko has hit kind of a wall in the second half.
You can take a look at the bat of Greg Garcia. Some guys do this, others do not, but the knob of the bat, a lot of tape, and it becomes kind of heavy at that aspect of the bat. And players talk about doing that to try to get their hands to roll over and get through. Different ways to tape it up. Some more than others. Also, some of the players getting into High Sock Sunday, which the new stirrup of the Cardinals features the STL as part of that stirrup.
That's the first year I can remember seeing that.
3-2 pitch, and it's a walk. It's the 5th walk the Cardinals have received. And the base is loaded for Luke Voigt. Fernando Tatis had 2 grand slams in 1 inning. How about Jose Martinez and Luke Voigt? Luke has done a real nice job in this spot.
Last night he got a big hit too. He's a pinch hitter.
Also a key run that he scored on a pass ball.
Right. He's 4 for 11 as a pinch hitter.
And he takes ball 1.
Also been hit by a pitch and a couple walks.
After that pitch, you think fastball's coming here, and Luke Voigt, when he's seen a fastball, has done some serious damage. The 1-0. Got a breaking ball.
Yeah. But you know what? He did the right thing. Took it because he's thinking fastball. Still early in the count, 1-1, so he'll still go up there guessing, looking fastball.
The 1-1. 2-1.
Another breaking ball. But he's not swinging wildly. You know, he's got plate discipline. He just struck out.
Oh, I'd be sick, no doubt.
There he is, fastball, and he's ready for it. Fouls it. Broke his bat. We'd be confused with all the different bat manufacturers, maple and ash, different woods.
Whoever wants to pay me the most to use their bat, count me in.
I would think that would be your.
Why not?
I'm open for business.
You got it. 2-2. Driven into right. This ball will get down, and it's fair. 2 runs are in. Here comes another. Voit stops at second. It'll be a ground rule double. Hopped over the wall, but Luke Voit drives in 2. It's now an 11-3 St. Louis lead.
Right down in right field line. Ooh. You may want to look at that one.
They can challenge this if they wish.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah, fair and foul in the outfield is a play that can be reviewed. Once you get past the umpires essentially in the infield, then you can take a look at it.
It might have just got a slight little edge of that, but that's paint, a painted line down there, so it's not chalk that'll fly up.
This would be a really good example of how the umpires in New York are able to take a still frame and blow it up as much as they can to get a look to see if they did get any of the white. And again, it's reviewable, fair or foul on outfield plays.
Playing on the video boards here, and they can't get close enough to really tell, so you're seeing it with your heart.
I'm saying it's a double.
Got a decision. Nope. I guess they just got the headsets on. It's a double.
Then scores 2, and it's 11-3. It does bring back Craig Garcia to third base. Loud as the fans have been in an 11-3 game all day. It's a 7-run 4th inning here for the Cardinals.
Disappointed that Martinez and Voit only got 6 RBIs, not 8.
Right. Here's Carpenter. This might be the kind of game that you could see a Carson Kelly eventually get into the contest. Also, maybe Luke Voit stays in the game at first base. And then put the pitcher spot in Carpenter's.
Good idea.
0-1 pitch. 0-2. Carpenter, the only regular without a base hit. However, he did draw a walk. And that's no surprise. Carpenter with 75 walks again this year. Only Santana, Jose Bautista, and eventually Mike Trout can lay claim to that for 4 consecutive seasons. Carpenter rips it. That's fair. Into the corner. 2 more runs will score. Matt on his way to second. Now on his way to third. The relay is not in time as the ball gets away. Carpenter drives in two, his first hit of the road trip. And the Cardinals have opened up a 13-3 lead.
You would have thought that after the first 6 guys and Reds get up in the lineup, there you see clearly a fair ball, and then it kind of went around, ended up past the bullpen areas. So Carpenter can go all the way to third. Trying to DQ.
Second triple for Carpenter this year.
9-run 4th inning to this point. You know Tommy Pham's not going to relax. They're going to throw away this at bat with an RBI out there.
2-1 the count here on Tommy Pham. A walk and then was picked off back in the first. RBI single this inning. May see a position player throw an inning or two.
Or 3 or 4.
3-1 pitch. 3-2. Tampa and Milwaukee tied 1-1. That's in the top of the 6th. Pittsburgh a 4-2 lead over San Diego. The 4-run 3rd inning, and Washington and Chicago are scoreless.
Brett Cecil just called down and said, I can't throw anymore in the bullpen. Thrown 4 innings down there.
Matt Carpenter with his 25th career triple. Pham, a ground ball to short. And a huge inning for the Cardinals. Cardinals a 9 spot here in the 4th inning. Highlighted by the first career grand slam from Jose Martinez. outfield tomorrow in Kansas City, Scott Warman?
Well, it's a good question, Danny. As we talked about Dexter Fowler yesterday, coming and meeting the team in St. Louis. I wanted to get some work done over the weekend here in Cincinnati. Maybe get him in, hopefully, as you mentioned, tomorrow night in that 2-game series in Kansas City. But as you and Al know, we had rain. In fact, they didn't take the tarp off until about a half hour before the first pitch of today's game. So there's a good possibility that maybe Fowler will not be able to be activated, Danny, until Wednesday. The other interesting thing, Danny, is the fact that when they do activate Dexter Fowler, what will be the move of the Cardinals?
Yeah, it'll work itself out. Here's Bonilla against Brett Cecil. So they're going to try to get some innings out of Bonilla. Luke Voigt stays in the game at first base.
We talked about Homer Bailey came in 3 starts here, 0-3, an 11 ERA. Boy, he just got 10 earned runs.
It's the most runs that the Reds have allowed since July 26, 2015 at Colorado. 10 runs. So the Cardinals give up 9, or get 9 in that inning. 1-2 pitch to Bonilla. Take it just a bit high. The most runs the Cardinals have scored this year was a 14-6 win against Miami.
Say that's in jeopardy. Luke Voigt does stay in the game. He's playing first now.
And a swing and a miss. Strikeout for Cecil. Beatles fans can come together Wednesday, August 23rd. The Cardinals host the Padres. Beatles tribute night at the ballpark. Purchase of this special theme ticket. You'll receive an exclusive Beatles themed Cardinals shirt. Tickets now at cardinals.com/theme. Here's Billy Hamilton back to the top of the lineup. If you just joined us, the ball game began with Adam Wainwright did not retire the first 6 that he saw. Votto had a 3-run homer. The bases were loaded, nobody out. That turned into a double play. No more damage was done. And the Cardinals have scored 13 since then. Garcia quickly to first, 2 down.
Seeing Cecil have a chance to, low pressure, go out there and kind of work on things. An awful lot of his knuckle curves. That's the pitch he's really got to get back into a groove, get his release point on that.
A strike to Cozart. Monday pitch arsenal on Brett Cecil. He's in year 1 of a 4-year deal. Ground ball that's hit to short, backhanded by DeYoung. And a 1-2-3 for Cecil, the stretch by Voigt. Look at the talent brewing in the minor leagues. Sandy Alcantara, young pitcher, fastball that is at triple digits. They'll profile him. Bonilla's second inning of work. Patrick Kiplehan takes over for Joey Votto at first base. And a high fly ball into deep right field. It's near the wall. On the track, it's caught. And DeYoung is 2 for 4. When you looked at where the Cardinals are with young pitching coming and Marco Gonzalez out of options after this season, Cardinals get the 29th best prospect in baseball for a pitcher that probably did not have an immediate future with the big club.
And in my mind, you know, Marco just a really special young man, and I didn't see his future as a starter. I saw him more as a reliever.
Here's the 0-1. So it winds up being, at least for the time being, looks like it on paper, a good deal for John Mozeliak.
And I also think it's a good deal for Marco. You know, get him to another organization that needs pitching. And it looked like a few of the young players had passed him by. And on the depth chart, you know, he was going down where I'm sure with Seattle, I think they've used 33 pitchers this year.
Breaking ball hit down the right field line and out of play. You just saw moments ago the first career grand slam for Jose Martinez. Seattle 14.5 games back, 1 game above 500 in the American League West. And Marco going back to the great Northwest. He enjoyed college success that area, so very familiar with it after a standout high school career in Colorado. And the breaking ball is tapped foul. Marco got that start in place of King Felix Hernandez. Mariners also made a deal today with the Oakland A's as they got Yonder Alonso. A swing and a miss, and Jose Martinez strikes out. 2 away here in inning number 5.
A lot of people were surprised that Yonder Alonso wasn't traded at the deadline.
With 2 outs, here's Yadier Molina. The 10-run lead, you got to wonder if this will be his final plate appearance of the afternoon.
In my mind, it should be.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Molina 2 hits today, 2 runs scored. Base hit to right, another to left.
I just haven't figured out why Carson Kelly is up here and not playing every day for the month of August, and then he can come up and shadow Yachty next month.
Hit down the right field line and out of play.
It allows you an opportunity to bring in Carson Kelly, Yachty to get a few innings off, and then you can start him again, which I'm sure he's going to start tomorrow anyway.
Well, I could see it that way, and I'd say the other way to play devil's advocate would be your backup was giving you nothing. And so you needed to get something if you're in a pennant chase. Cardinals are. It's another way to look at it. In the bottom of the 5th. And our What's on Tap presented by Budweiser. Tomorrow at 6:30 we'll come your way with the pregame show from Kauffman Stadium at 6:30 on Fox Sports Midwest. Tuesday, that game will be seen exclusively on FS1. We'll be back with you then on Wednesday and Thursday to finish up the series with Kansas City. Patrick Kiblahan, 202 average, could play the outfield, took over at first base for Joey Votto.
Second hand work for Cecil.
Kiblahan leads the team with 41 pinch hitting appearances, 4th most in the National League. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Votto had the home run back in the 1st. Votto's kind of a lightning rod of controversy with the fan base because do you want him to hit for power? Do you want him to be this on base machine? One thing you have to say is that he comes ready to play every day. He's had 1 year in which he didn't play a lot, but other than that, he's in their lineup just about every day. DeYoung, and Boyd can't come up with it as the ball scoots away. David Letterman, he loves it. The first man is aboard here in the bottom of 5.
Trying to circle it, and they award a base hit. 1 hop throw.
Here's Adam Duvall. Walked and also grounded out. Past the diving Garcia and a base hit into left field. Back-to-back singles.
Hit hard on the reach of Garcia.
Here's Scooter Gennett.
That's where you want to watch this. Cecil facing a left-handed batter.
Scooter is 1 for 2 this season against Brett Cecil. In the air, foul territory and out of play.
Brett Cecil had a lot of trouble with left-handed batters early in the season. And as their average against him has really gone down as the season's gone along. But got to really bear down on these lefties.
0-2 pitch in the dirt. Al mentioned earlier that Kansas City 3 back of Cleveland in the Central Division. Maybe a last hurrah with many of their players in Kansas City. A lot of free agents on their roster. Boston 3 games out in front of New York. Tampa Bay 5.5 back. Houston a 14.5 game lead over Seattle. Curveball, and he struck him out. Chevy Fox Tracks.
Breaking ball away, touches the outside part of the plate. One of the reasons he struggled so much against lefties early is he was always pitching behind in the count, and then they weren't going after that curveball. A lot of times he'll throw it for a ball, but that only works if you're ahead in the count.
Here's Suarez, is lined out and walked. Hits it out of play. Dodgers 78-32 and a 14.5 game lead. Starting play in the Central, Chicago half game in front of Milwaukee. Cardinals 4.5 out. Pittsburgh 5.5. I mean, in the Central, you're a 4 or 5 game winning streak away from being at first place. Really?
It's hard to win a division when you don't, win inside that division. The Cardinals have the worst record inside the division.
19-28 started play today. Here's the 0-2 pitch. A high fly ball lifted out to deep left. Martinez back near the wall and makes the catch. Updating the scoreboard there in the top of the 7th. Milwaukee, Tampa Bay tied at 1. Pittsburgh 4-2 in the top of the 6th. Chicago and Washington tied 1-1. That's in the bottom of the 3rd. '17 marks the 30th anniversary of the '87 championship team, presented by Heartland Coca-Cola. That weekend is coming up August 12th. 30,000 fans 16 and older get a championship commemorative ring and also a Topps trading set pack of cards. And a strike. Jesse Winker. I know it doesn't look like it now, but that play back in the 1st was big for the Cardinals. Winker at the plate. Bases loaded, nobody out, and a double play started by Carpenter. Jammed him. Little cue shot that's hit to Garcia, and 2 scoreless innings by Brett Cecil. Sends us to the 6th, and the Cardinals have a comfortable 10-run lead. Lifetime experiences, Cardinal games, concerts, shows you just don't want to miss. Connects you with the world of live. StubHub your ticket out, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the St. Louis Cardinals. We're in the 6th. It'll be Colton Wong to lead it off. Then Grichuk and Garcia. Long first pitch, base hit into right. Bonilla came into the ball game in relief of Homer Bailey back in the 4th.
Gave up a long hit then. Colton has 3 hits today, 3 for 4.
Kivlahan, Reds down by 10, will play behind Colton Wong. Here's Grichuk. Wandy Peralta, the lefty, starting to throw in the pen. There's strike 1. Saw Tyler Lyons strike out the side for the 2nd time in his last 6 appearances last night. You look at his role and Brebbia's role and how important they are to the Cardinals, potentially late innings down the stretch.
Especially now with Segrist on the DL for a while. Looks like Lyons and Cecil have kind of flipped roles.
Little check swing and a foul ball. There's Brebbia getting loose. Grichuk with his double back in the 2nd inning has 63 hits this year, 32 of which have gone for extra bases.
Surprised Brebbia is up right now.
May need a little work.
Be the only reason.
Yep.
Tuivalala, recalled.
'50th pitch for Bonilla. Foul ball. And that's yanked foul.
Great views, aren't they?
Yep. Better than Wrigley.
Well, that's true.
The 2-2 pitch. Here's John Brebbia looking for John Snow.
At the wall.
The 2-2. High fly ball, deep right. And the catch is made. Full view there of John Brebbia. That's Tommy, our director, getting creative with a 10-run lead in the 6th.
Garcia, nice day.
On base 3 times, couple of walks, RBI, double, 2 runs scored.
RBI double back in the 2nd inning gave the Cardinals a lead.
Cardinals about hit Cincinnati 14-6 and a 10-run lead here in the top of the 6th. Three and 0. And he walked him. You got to think Bonilla is getting a little worn down.
Gave up 3 runs when he came into this ball game in the 4th, but since then he's not scored upon him.
Cardinals have received 6 walks in the game. Luke Voigt was the pinch hitter for Adam Wainwright back in the 4th inning, part of a 9-run 4th. He had a double down the right field line that scored 2. Hits a fly ball out to right. Catch is made. Runners stay put. There's 2 outs. For the most part, if you've been following this team day in and day out like we do, I mean, there's just it just seems like it's been this year specifically nail biter after nail biter, one way or the other.
1-run games, 2 runs, but no laughers.
No. Cecil batting near the top spot. So he went into Carpenter's spot in the Cardinal lineup. Last 9 games, not a lot of offense for St. Louis, a lot of 1-run games, and then today 13. Look at Brett Cecil in that batter's box. That is a menacing presence. Anytime he's ready to just to go off, poppy that 3-run homer when you need it.
The elbow guard.
Oh yeah. A little surprised he's not hitting from the other side. 9th season in big league baseball and looking for that first hit. It's his 7th at bat. At one point he was a starter, but pitching in the American League. And he gets a piece of it here. You know, isn't this the dream of every bullpen guy right here?
Well, it is. It is. It's like I was a left-handed pitcher and batted right-handed, and they tried to make me to change to protect my left arm, the pitching arm. And I said, I've always done it this way.
Cecil to the right side.
Almost.
And Jeanette makes the play. Cardinals strand 2. They've left 6 on. They lead by 10. Now takes over for Yadier Molina. Here in the bottom of the 6th, the State Farm double play. This was a big one at the time. Nobody out, bases loaded, already a 3-0 lead in the first. Wainwright on the ropes. Brebbia had been up and throwing and getting loose in the pen. And the Cardinals have come back now with 13 unanswered.
I think that was a huge play because Adam got out of that with just the 3 runs allowed. And, you know, at 3 runs with 8 innings to go, you feel like you could just peck away and get back and win this ball game. Of course, Cardinals started to peck away in the 2nd inning and took the lead with 4 runs. So it all started with that big double play.
Here's Tucker Barnhart and a base hit into right. On base for the 2nd time. Reached back in the first on an intentional walk and a leadoff single here in the home half of the 6th. Esmende Alcantara will be the pinch hitter, switch hitter. Cecil now in his 3rd inning of work.
The interesting thing is that, you know, Brebbia was up. Why was he up?
High chopper to short. Out there, the turn, double play, 6-4-3. This day and age, with the slide rule at second base, the second baseman should feel protected on double plays.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, can't really have contact with him, you know, so you do have to, you know, I mean, before it was an art as to how to be near the bag and everything and get out of the way of a hard slide. And Julian Javier was as good as anybody, calling him the ghost. He would be at the bag, but then he'd be gone. No runner could ever get him.
There's some second basemen, they come across the bag, others would step back. Hamilton flies to right. Longest outing of the season for Cecil. 3 scoreless. The turn by Wong on the double play. Tommy Pham leads it off for the Cardinals here in inning number 7. The Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. The Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. Kevin Shackelford, the Chevy Colt of the pen, second appearance in the series. Crosley Field, Riverfront Stadium, and now the Great American Ballpark, which opened up back in 2003 here in Cincinnati. DeYoung on deck, and then Jose Martinez. First pitch taken for a ball. Pham walked back in the first, then was picked off. Struck out. Had a base hit to right, picked up an RBI, then scored, and also is grounded out to short. Pham drills it into left center field. Alcantara with the catch. Took over for Billy Hamilton and robs Tommy Pham.
Boy, he covered some ground too, didn't he? Woo.
It's a heck of a play.
Good jump on that ball and snared it line drive, and she said really made a nice play. Well struck by Tommy. He thinks he's got an extra base hit, but there's Alcantara.
That closing speed there is about as good as we've seen this season.
Yep, reminding us of Sierra, that play he made in Atlanta.
Ball that gets down, that's probably a triple for Tommy Pham. And a ball to DeYoung. 2 hits today, singles. Kubota power stats, the first to 15. The team leader in homers, Paul DeYoung. I would imagine something that gets better in his game as we move forward will be his walks and cutting down on his strikeouts. He now has 71 with only 8 walks.
Yeah, that's obviously what he needs to work on.
DeYoung sharply hit. Jeanette can't come up with it. Base hit. 3-hit day for DeYoung. Just got that rare ability. I mean, even a ball like that just jumps off his bat.
Yeah, I mean, that just almost gave a haircut to Shackelford, who got the loss in last night's ball game. And then Scooter Jeanette couldn't handle it. Genius has had fun today.
2 for 3 with the grand slam and a walk. 2 runs scored. Hit to third, out at second, double play. Time to stretch. 13-3 our score. in Cincinnati. Fun at the old ballpark. The Cardinals have had a lot of fun here today. A game that began with Adam Wainwright falling behind 3-0, and then the Cardinals had 5 consecutive hits, 4 of which were doubles. They also have had a 9-run inning highlighted by the grand slam off the bat of Jose Martinez. It's added up to a 13-3 lead. Even David Letterman applauding. The Powder Blues. The 7th inning stretch. The most hits the Cardinals have had was back on May 5th. That was an extra inning game against the Atlanta Braves. They had 16 hits. And today they've got 15. Brebbia takes over, finishing up, warming up here in the 7th. It's our Chevy call to the pen. I would imagine for left fielder Jose Martinez, it'll be maybe a bittersweet return to Kansas City, a team that never brought him up after winning a batting title a couple of seasons ago as they won the World Championship. He had a AAA batting championship, their affiliate in Omaha, and Martinez will go to Kansas City tomorrow, having put up some pretty good numbers for the Cardinals this season and coming off a very big day.
Not only was it a batting title, but he did it with 380 plus, and I was stunned when I talked to him about that, about not being recalled, and he goes, "Hey, I was disappointed. I would have liked to, but they were trying to win it, and they went out and got a veteran player, and I was just surprised how well he took that, and then they basically gave him to St. Louis the next year." Comes over and got a chance to play in the big leagues last year, first time in 10 years. And he's enjoying every minute, and he's proven that he can hit at this level.
0-2 the count. Zach Cozart returns from the DL today. 3 scoreless innings by Cecil in relief of Adam Wainwright.
Real nice job by Cecil.
Talking to a couple of different scouts, and you and I were visiting with one yesterday about Carson Kelly, and they rave at how he is able to pitch frame Luke Voit to step on the bat. They talk about being both soft with your hands and quiet behind the plate, but also the ability to sell the umpire on a strike. So you might reach out half a foot more to get it in the strike zone. That extra half foot is able to convince the strike zone or the strike in that zone to the umpire. And they really like his pitch framing ability. I think it's above major league level.
Remember a high school draft, and he was a third baseman, and they had 3 third basemen at that time. It was Wisdom, Biscotti, and Kelly. Biscotti an outfielder. Patrick Wisdom stayed at third, and Kelly made a catcher.
There's Kivlahan.
Patrick Wisdom has not reached the big league level, but last time I saw, he was having a very, very solid season. You would think that he would be rewarded with a call-up this September.
O2 pitch, fouled back.
It's remarkable how many guys like Brebbia that at one point get released, go to the independent leagues, and work themselves back into the big leagues. I remember talking with Derek Lilliquist Brevia hadn't been with the ball club for too long, and I said, well, man, this kid looks like very impressive. And he said, how could he not be on our radar? We never even knew about him in spring training.
2-2.
Sometimes you get these guys that get released and fight their way back, and boy, when they cherish that second chance, they're going to make the most of it. He has.
And it's in the air. Shallow right for out number 2. Cardinals will be in Kansas City, interleague matchup, and tomorrow on Fox Sports Midwest. Tuesday exclusively on FS1, and then Wednesday, Thursday back with us. Who's got the better beard, Brevia or Letterman?
Depends on if you like color or not.
Is starting to fan out a little bit, even more than when we first saw it.
Mustache, see it. It's gotten a little thicker.
2-1 the count.
You and I this winter are going to have a beard growing contest.
Really?
Yeah.
I can already tell you who's going to win.
I know. I picked the one I could win.
Down the left field line and out of play. Fly ball. Made by Martinez. Brevia, a 1-2-3-7. (13-3) our score. Here's Carson Kelly. He's in Molina's spot. He went 2 for 4 with a couple of runs today. Cardinals 15 hits and a 13-3 lead. Stuart Turner, a Rule 5 pickup for Cincinnati. They carried him all year. So they carry 3 catchers. Mesoraco, Turner, and Kelly. It's a fly ball into shallow right center. Catch made by Alcantara. And the third catcher is Tucker Barnhart. Take you back to the 4th inning. Jose Martinez up. And that's out. Nissan drive of the game. Grand slam. First career grand slam for Jose Martinez. One out, nobody on. Here's Colton Wong. Oh, 1 pitch. Now 0-2. Wong, a 3-hit day, 2 runs scored. And the high chopper that he hit over Joey Votto with 2 runners on, picked up an RBI. Scored later on the double by Grichuk. Single to right and scored. And a base hit to right. And Wong strikes out. Plaza Tire Service replay. Up and into Grichuk. 1 for 4 today. And the 1-0 pitch. A strike.
Slider there. When they struck out Colton Wong, kind of backed up on him. They got rewarded with a call.
Grichuk puts it in play to third. Suarez stays with it. And the Cardinals go in order. Midway through 8, 13-3. St. Louis. Famous among friends. And by Ford, the official cars and trucks of the St. Louis Cardinals. Joe Morgan statue outside the ballpark. Brebbia, his 2nd inning after 3 innings for Brett Cecil. Adam Wainwright went 3, then was lifted after a high pitch count for him. Scooter Gennett is at the plate.
If the Cardinals win this game, since Wainwright didn't go 5 innings, the official score can determine the winner. And I would have to say, more than likely, it's probably going to be Cecil with his 3 shutout innings.
Gennett 1 for 3. Base hit into shallow right, grounded out and struck out. Good slider. Makes you wonder about the availability of Brebbia tomorrow and Cecil.
Exactly. I'd have to say, rarely do they bring a guy back after a couple innings.
Two-one. Diving stop by Voit. Brebbia to the bag for the out. Nicely done on both ends.
Also, it's a good pitching matchup tomorrow. Carlos Martinez against Kansas City's
Jason Vargas.
Biggest winner. Vargas is a 13-game winner. And there you see Voit with his range right there. He's done a nice job. Looked very comfortable up here at the big league level, particularly offensively.
Talking with Luke the other day, he said, I'm trying not to lose any strength clearly, but trying to get in even better shape. He was drafted as a catcher, then moved to first base, and he's talked about mobility being a real key for him to find a spot, play every day. Here's Suarez and the 0-1 pitch. Now 0-2. Fastball lifted in the air out to deep left center. This is going to go. Long home run. Number 18 for Suarez.
Not only went over the grass, but off the batter's eye. The backdrop back there, long blast, like you said. Ball just kind of came back over the middle of the plate. Look at Brebbia knew it. Sometimes you just throw a pitch and you're trying to pull it back.
$13 for our score. Here's Jesse Winker. And a strike. Home run measured at 430 feet. The 1-2. Crowd today 25,168. 25168.
It's thinned out a bit.
The 2-2 pitch. Brebbia gets the strikeout. His first of the afternoon.
Good pitch right there. Pulled the string. down at the zone.
Justin Youngblood and the Passmores are here.
They are traveling fools, aren't they? Amazing. What they do for a living. Able to travel so frequently.
Yeah.
Big Cardinal fans,
Oh,
apparently. They have a mobile home or something.
Yeah, they get around. Good to have the Passmores here, and Justin Youngblood has been leading them around on certain group leader and able to bring the Passmores here to Cincinnati.
Is that the gentleman you introduced me to?
Yeah. Yep. Good guy.
Good. Seemed like it. Very knowledgeable.
The 2-2. And Brebbia sends this to the ninth. Home run hit by Suarez. 13-4 our score. Game show. You have 3 players from one high school in a major league game. Lance Lynn, Drew Storen, Tucker Barnhart, all from Brownsburg, Indiana High School. That's incredible. Lynn was a senior when Storen was a sophomore, and they won the state championship. They went 35-0.
Saw Lynn and Barnhart, commiserating before the game. So Chevy called the bullpen. Drew Storen has pitched very well his last 7 appearances, 1.35 ERA.
Greg Garcia with a fly ball into right. Lance Lynn is also a teammate of the Red shortstop Zach Cozart in college. They played together at Ole Miss.
Picked up his 10th win last night. 10-6 now in the season. And
this copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. There's 2 outs and a 1-run lead for the Cardinals, or rather the Nationals against the Cardinals. And Drew Storen was on the mound against St. Louis in Game 5, 2012. Nationals were looking for their first postseason series win in their history. He walked Yadier Molina. His Voit hits it a mile high. That is a big league pop-up. Then Descalso, a base hit. That scored Molina. And following Descalso, rookie shortstop then, Pete Kozma, a base hit to right to bring in the go-ahead run. And remember, they led that game 6-0. And the Nationals eventually lost 9-7.
And they also had a base open, and Mott was on deck, and so they didn't have to pitch to Cosmo. They did, and he burned them.
The strikeout of Luke Voit. To his credit, he was having back spasms that night. It was the 3rd day in a row he had pitched, and he never said a word about it. Tampa Bay defeats Milwaukee 2-1, so the Cardinals have a chance to gain ground on them. Pittsburgh 4-2 over San Diego in the 8th. Chicago a 2-1 lead over Washington in the top of the 6th.
Scotty gets out of the way of an inside pitch.
It was back on May 10th, a 7-5 win at Miami, where the bullpen went 5 innings. The bullpen today has gone 5. They'll need 3 more to make it 6. It'll be the most innings the bullpen has pitched in a win this year. 1 ball, 1 strike. Matt Bowman getting loose. Been a while since we've seen Matt.
Yeah, 1st of August. So need a little tune-up here.
Here's a 1-1. If anybody needed a little rest, it probably was Bowman.
He was leading the league in appearances and on pace for over 80 appearances on the year. About every other day.
2-2 the count. Two pitch. Piscotty and a fair ball. Yep. Can't put it back in the field of play. That'll be a double.
Nice play, young lady.
Boy, she looks nervous too. Uh-oh, what did I do?
Yep. Real close, right over the bag. Ooh. That might have looked like in front of the base. So runner at second. Here's Tommy Pham.
She can be thankful the score is 13-4.
Right, exactly. Remember Storm with that little hesitation.
Not as
It's
exaggerated.
Yeah. Lifts his leg up and kind of holds it for a count.
Here's the 0-2. Pham, a fly ball into center. Alcantara with the catch. 13-4 our score as we head to the bottom of the ninth. Our Budweiser player of the game, 2 for 4, grand slam, double, walk, 2 runs scored. Martinez started a rally. Cardinals had 5 consecutive hits. 4 of the 5 were doubles. And then this, a grand slam, first ever of his career. Matt Bowman is the new pitcher for the Cardinals. Or Chevy Cole to the pen. 3 scoreless innings out of Cecil. Brebbia went 2 innings, gave up a home run. And now Bowman appearing for the 55th time this season.
Opponents batting .231 against him.
And the first pitch to Alcantara is a strike. For the longest time, the Cubs were very high on this young man. Went to Oakland and back to Chicago, picked up by Cincinnati. Grounder, Voit again knocks it down to Bowman. Second time he's done that.
Really nice, you know, knowing his range over there at first base, and of course the pitcher's over there covering. Similar to the one earlier, but nice plays, and then a perfect toss, underhand toss, just leading this pitcher perfectly. Nope, no, it was a little bit behind.
Good enough.
Good enough. They're out.
Here's Jose Barraza. No pinch hit. A 9-run lead for the Cardinals. Fell behind early on, if you just joined us, by the score of 3-0. Cardinals came back with 4 in the second, 9 in the fourth. They've got 16 hits. Both teams have stranded 7. Cardinals about hit the Reds 16-8, lead 13-4. Here's a 1-0 pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and one. Ground ball hit to second. 2 outs. Here's Zach Cozart with 2 outs and nobody on.
4 in his return from the DL.
And a strike.
See if you can't finish this inning off in less than 10 pitches.
And the 0-1. Hit down the right field line, but foul. And a nice play. And the Reds down to their final strike, and you can just feel the intensity in this game. Here's the 0-2. And a fly ball out to center. This should do it. The Cardinals take 2 of 3 in the weekend series here in Cincinnati. The final of 13-4 in a big afternoon for Jose Martinez.
Big afternoon for the entire offense. Rough outing for Wainwright, but he got out of that first with just 3 runs allowed. That allowed his offense to come back and in this game, but boy did they come back with 13 runs. Cecil does get the win.
Updated standings. Cardinals now 4 back, Milwaukee 1. And the post-game show will have the stats and highlights coming up.